Good morning. Happy Tuesday. How are you doing, crafty friends? Let me know you are hopping on today. Say hello. This is my first time streaming to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So if you are watching from YouTube or Facebook, let me know as you leave your comments. I love to see. I can kind of, we did a little test run with Susan on Thursday, and so I know I'll be able to see Facebook comments in blue and YouTube comments in red. So I'll try to call those out because if you're watching on one platform or the other, you won't see the comments from the other platform. So if I get a question from one, I might just say, oh, hey, Susie from YouTube asked XYZ, and then everybody can kind of stay connected. But super excited to be streaming on both of those platforms, as I know some of you enjoy watching on YouTube as opposed to Facebook Live. But those of you who have gotten used to watching on Facebook Live, we will continue to be here as well. So awesome. Very excited about today too. So we can say hello to a few people, and then we're going to talk about something extra special to me, something that I really love, and that is Stamp Joy. So maybe you have heard a little bit about Stamp Joy kind of whisperings on the fan page, or you've come across our Stamp Joy information page on the website. But I'm going to take a few minutes here at the beginning to talk about Stamp Joy because registration for our fall in-person event with a special virtual class pass, if you're not able to attend, starts in just 2 days. 2 days! I can't believe it. I'm super excited. And then the time, once we get the countdown on to the event, the time just flies by. We usually put that ticker up on our website so you can see how many days until the event starts. And then all of us here at the office start to have small panic attacks on the daily about all the things to get done before we welcome everyone to our event. But it's always super fun. So
I always get major league excited.
Whitney's so excited!
I love meeting everyone, and they're so great.
Oh,
it's so much fun.
Realizing this camera is in screen here. Can you come pull it back a little bit? Thank you. Or it's a light, I guess, not a camera. Okay, well, it looks like we've got somebody watching. Hi, Dawn and Ankeny. Good morning, Heather. Heather knows all about Stamp Joy. She's been a part of it for several years and will be this year as well. So if you are not familiar with Stamp Joy, we do this twice a year. And the spring event is our virtual Stamp Joy. Everything is virtual, and we don't have any in-person component for the spring event. So some of you may have just joined us this spring and be familiar with that, but we do it a little bit differently in the fall. So if you haven't experienced a fall Stamp Joy before, it is our in-person event. We hold it at the Iowa Event Center, which is the largest event center in Iowa. It's a big space and it's super fun. So we love to welcome all of the crafters to our hometown, show you around a little bit, and give you a taste of TE here in the Des Moines area. So that is happening October 13 and 14, which is a Friday and a Saturday. Now, I did mention that if you are not able to come to our in-person event, then we do have a virtual component. So at Stamp Joy, we teach a class. Last year we had 2 classes. This year we have just 1 class with some other exciting things mixed in. But this year, that 1 class, if you choose to take it at the in-person event, will be held on Friday. And then we will repeat that class for those who sign up for the virtual class pass. So that is just 1 class. It's not the whole virtual experience that happened in the spring. So it will be 4 cards, and it will be taught by myself and some of our creative team members. So yes, let's see if you have questions about Stamp Joy, we do have an information page on our website. So head to tailoredexpressions.com under Connect with Us, and then you will see Stamp Joy 2023, and all of the information is there. So there's pricing information for the different tiers that you can choose to be a part of. We have our special all-inclusive teal package, and you can choose to add the class on to that or not add the class on. And then we have our Super Saturday Pass only. So that does not get you access to anything happening on Friday, and then on Saturday you get access just to the make and take. So there will be other things happening on Saturday. We have some special guests that are coming in, some company owners who will be teaching mini classes. That is only for the all access Teal Pass. But for the Super Saturday Stamper, you do get all of the make and takes and lunch as well. So you can find all of these things. The different tiers are detailed out as to what you get with each one, along with pricing, like I said. There's a description of what the class will be and what you get in the class. We have been working hard on all of the samples, all the make and takes, and the class samples behind the scenes. So Susan and I have been really excited about the class this year. And with that class, you're going to get over $50 worth of free product that you get to take home with you. So you're going to use it in the class, and then you get to take it with you. So, okay, let's see. I've got some questions. So thank you, Charlie, for getting the link up for the Stamp Joy info page. We are continuing to make some changes to that. So nothing will change as far as the pricing, but just keep an eye out for maybe some new links that are being added, or as we get questions, we'll put those in the FAQ section. So you can check back on that page for updates. And let's see. Tiffany's asking, when is the extra class? So if you are taking class at our in-person event, that is on Friday. There's a morning session and an afternoon session, and you can choose to take either one of those, the morning or the afternoon, or you don't have to take the class at all. I mean, I would suggest taking the class. It's usually pretty fun, and you get those exclusive products with it too. So if you are taking the virtual class, it's called the Virtual Class Pass. We will ship you the materials that you need in order to participate in the class, and you will provide your own kind of basic supplies. We usually put out a supply list as the time gets closer. It's similar to our virtual event in the spring, where we give you that supply list and you can choose to make substitutions, or if you want to make your projects exactly like the class teachers are making them, then you may need to purchase some things to add to your collection, and we'll give you a discount to do that as well. So that virtual class is happening November 11th, and those supplies will be shipped to you ahead of time. It will be recorded, so if you can't attend live virtually on the, that's sort of an oxymoron, live virtually, but if you can't attend on the day of the virtual event, it will be recorded and saved for you to attend or watch at another time. So hopefully that makes sense. Anybody planning to come? I might have missed lots of comments here. Mary's got her alarm set to register. Awesome. Hooray. Looks like Charlie's helping to answer questions too. So we are, oh yay, Kelly's got her room booked. Hooray. Colleen is our OG Stamp Joy attendee, I think. You've been to all of them. Okay, let's see who else we've got joining in today. Hello, Carol. I know you've been to Stamp Joy before. I need you to come back again, I think. So let's see. Mila, is the virtual supplies sent the same as what is given at Stamp Joy? Correct, yes. So there's no need to sign up for both. If you're coming to in-person Stamp Joy, the virtual will be a repeat of that same class. It'll be the same materials that you receive, the same free exclusive products that you receive. So unless you just want to hang out with us virtually there and take the class again, there's really no need to sign up for both an in-person class and the virtual class. So thanks for asking that question. All right, well, we also, in addition to having Stamp Joy registration launching this week, we have a fun new release that is happening this morning. So starting at 9 a.m., we launched calendar products. Fabulous ways to count your days. And you might wonder, why are we launching calendar products in June? Well, one of the biggest pieces of feedback we have gotten over the years is people start to get a little bit more stressed around the holiday time when it's time to get those calendars made. Maybe you're a calendar gifter. Maybe you participate in a bunch of craft shows during the holidays and you sell these calendars to others. Well, one of the pieces of feedback that you've given is, if you wait for your calendar release until the end of the year, I don't have enough time to make these gifts for my friends. I don't have enough time to do all the fun things that I want to do. So here we are early, halfway through the year, making our second calendar release. So I think little known fact, or maybe it's widely known because we've talked about it a lot, our mini tear-off calendars are our Tailored Expressions best-selling product. So we know you love your calendars, and we love to kind of break it up and offer these throughout the year. So it might not be something that you need right this minute, but if you're a big calendar creator and you want to get a head start, then this release is for you. And there is something in here for everyone. So even if you're not a calendar maker, then definitely keep tuning in, because I've got lots of other uses for these products, and we're going to make a fun card today too. So not even a calendar product that is going to be made later on in the live. It's going to be a fun card. So, all right, let's get started then. The design team has been busy. Look at all these beautiful creations. So you will notice that all of the calendars that I'm featuring today are 2024, so that you can get a head start now and then have them ready for next year. And we have a new style tear-off calendar that I'm going to show you today, which I'm super excited about. Let me keep kind of sorting things out here. Get them all okay. Whitney, if you're listening, I might need you back. I think she's out there listening. Okie doke. So let's talk about our special bundle. I can put this up on the screen now that you've had a little peek at the samples that the design team has created. This is our special promotional bundle for this release, and we are calling it Moo-la-la. And that is because each of these little pre-printed cards features a cute cow and a cow-themed joke. So we're going to go over some of those here, but this is the perfect bundle for creating a desktop calendar project. So you will, if you tune into our YouTube channel or into the blog, you can find a link to the YouTube channel video. I wondered if you had my video project.
Oh, yes.
So I created a video that's up on YouTube today, and Whitney's going to grab them. I didn't see him over there.
They're so adorable. I'm hoping to get these as a present.
Oh, really? Okay. I have.
My birthday's coming up.
It's your birthday, and I have someone to give my calendar to. Look at that. Whitney wants to be the recipient. So this is what I created in the video today using every item that's in the bundle. So this is our Moo-la-la square calendar cards. So if you open these up, you can see cute little pre-printed square pieces, and they have a little joke on them that is cow themed. What do you call a cow in an earthquake?
A milkshake?
A milkshake! Yes, let me see. What do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk.
Oh,
that's
man.
a good one. And then this one, I love this one. We couldn't come up with any more cow jokes. You've heard them all. So every one of these, like I said, has a different joke on it. We did print a gray box for the answer because we also are offering these fun little scratch-off stickers. So if you've been around TE for long, you might remember last year for Valentine's Day, we did a kids card making kit where they had little jokes, and then you could peel off the scratch-off sticker and place it over the answer to the joke, and then your recipient could scratch it off. So that's what we're kind of encouraging with this particular theme and idea with the cow calendar. Of course, you don't have to use the scratch-off stickers. You can just let your recipient enjoy the joke without covering it up for them. But I think it's kind of a fun idea to allow them to interact with the calendar. So here's what I created. You can see each month looks the same, so it was pretty simple to create, and you can get an idea of kind of the steps that I took to do that in the video on YouTube and the blog. So also in the bundle, along with those cow cards and the scratch-off stickers, you have our landscape desk calendar. So this is kind of a horizontal calendar. All of our pre-printed calendars in the past have been more of a vertical orientation. We have a 5x7, we used to have a 5x8 and a 3x4. Currently we only have the 5x7 and now our landscape desk calendar. So off on this open space that we left for you is where you can design whatever you choose. You can use our square calendar cards. You can see we designed those to fit kind of perfectly in that open space. So you get one package of 12 months. So each month comes individually printed on 100-pound sugar cube cardstock. Now, if I turn this over, you can see here, we tried to think of everything. So at the bottom of our calendar pieces, there's a little bit of extra white space because when you go to display your calendar in the walnut wood display stand, you don't want any of your numbers to be covered up. And so we have formatted this with that little bit of extra white space at the bottom here so that when you insert it, it's still nicely centered with that excess space that's covered up with the display stand. So this walnut wood display stand comes in the bundle as well. You can purchase these separately. I know quantities are pretty limited on the display stand and we are working to get more of those in stock. So, you know, if you see them run out of stock and you're planning to use this for Christmas gifts, we do plan to get more of these in as the year goes on. So, all right, and then last for the bundle, we have the decorative borders dies. So a lot of times you want to add just that little extra something to your card or project. We thought now was the perfect time to bring these out because they do a great deal of kind of adding some interest to the bottom of this space here and giving it a little bit of kind of, I guess, taking up some of that white space is what I'm trying to say. So you don't have as much excess white space. You've kind of built your border into the bottom there. And the cool thing that we did, so a lot of times not only do you want to do a cutout decorative border, but maybe you want to pierce or stitch a border into your card. And so we came up with each design is repeated. So there's one that cuts out the full border like I used on this card. So it actually cuts the outer edge of the border. And then there are 4 of the same patterns that are in the border dies that are just pierce dies. So those simply just cut into your cardstock. If I turn it over here, you can see these 4 have the cut line around them, and these 4 are simply the stitch line. So similar to our diagonal stitched rectangles and those products, these will just pierce the design into your cardstock. So if you just wanted to add a little bit of texture at the bottom of a card, this would be the perfect option, those decorative borders. So all of that in the bundle, $39.50. So super affordable to make a fun little gift. And then all you have to do is add some extra pre-printed calendars and pre-printed cards, and you can keep making and making and making. I'm gonna slip these back in here and Whitney can help me repackage later. So that's Moo-la-la, the Moo-la-la Bundle. So let me show you some samples that some of the gals have done. Jill made some adorable Moo-la-la cows, and actually she did an entire little colored calendar. So cute, right? Let's scratch one together. This is one of my favorites too. So we'll scratch off this one. So this one says, why do cows have hooves instead of feet? This is gonna give me an opportunity to show you. So down in the studio today, Louise is creating a card, and she is recommending that our studio goers take one of these little on the right track discs that we sell. They come in a pack of 50. We use these for our sliders and spinner cards, but they work great for something to scratch off your little scratch off stickers with. And so they can include one of these inside their card, just put it on a glue dot, and then when the recipient receives it, they can use it to scratch off that answer. Why do cows have hooves instead of feet? They lactose. Oh gosh, I laugh every time, even though I've read it and seen it a million times. So yes, that's one of my favorites. So there you can see an easy way. You could even gift one of those with the calendar so that they have a way to scratch it off. I know you could use your fingernails, but you know, then all that stuff gets stuck underneath your fingernails, and that's not always good either. Speaking of fingernails, mine are a little rough, you guys. If you're noticing, I don't have any painted nails. I just did a clear coat. My nails need a rest for a little while, so we might be on this clear coat while they get a little bit stronger over the summer, hopefully. All right, here are a few other cow calendars from Jill. So maybe you don't want to do a different cow every month of the year, but instead you'd like your recipient to have the same calendar piece, and all they do is tear off their calendar. Well, since we have square tear off or square calendar cards, we now also have square tear off calendars. I hope there's some cheering going on out there. We have our mini tear off calendars, which, as I mentioned earlier, are the most popular product at Tailored Expressions. We sell the most mini tear off calendars. You guys, we sell these to law offices and Come and Go, and you wouldn't believe, schools all over the US, and crafters who are doing craft shows and making gifts and all of those things. So we wanted to introduce another option, and this is our square tear off calendar. So it is just like our mini tear off calendar, except it's square. It has a little bit of an updated font look and arrangement to it, which makes it a little bit more modern looking, but I love it. I think it's going to be so fun, and you can pair that with a cow card or one of our other cards. I'll show you some other options for how the gals are using those for calendars. But you can see these three that Jill created. This one is a little bit larger, so you have the option of kind of deciding what your base piece size is going to be. You can see a couple different options here. They both still stand up in that nice desktop display or walnut wood display stand. But yeah, really cute, right? I guess. Yeah, okay. Whitney, I might need you back again. I'm missing the square tear off stacklets. So we also came out with a set of square tear off stacklet, or square calendar stacklets. That's what they're called, I think. I don't have the packaging. I don't think I have the packaging. But anyhow, they are designed like our mini tear off stacklets to fit perfectly behind the layer of the calendar. So if you want to layer it just like Jill did here, you can see the calendar measures 2.75 inches, and then the stacklets create just the small layer behind that, and then one slightly larger layer beyond that. And then there is also a stitching die in there as well. So gives you lots of options for perfectly layering your square tear off calendars with the stacklets and not having to measure and make sure you get it perfect. So that will be an option too. Did you have it in here and I just missed where it's at?
No, I organized it already. I'll find it. I'm gonna find it.
That's
I just
what
organized way too well again. Here it is. Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, good. So here it is. This is the, oh yeah, I used it maybe in my video, so it was sitting over by my video stuff. But this is the set of stacklets that I told you guys about. So that is designed to perfectly layer behind that A2, or not A2, square tear off calendar. So there you go. Okay, let's talk about some of our other square tear off cards. Or I keep calling them tear off cards. My brain.
It was the long weekend.
Maybe, yes.
Too much sunshine.
We TE had the day off yesterday, so we are coming in for our first day this week, coming in hot.
Yes.
So square calendar cards, as I mentioned, cows might not be everybody's thing. I mean, I don't know why, they're adorable, but maybe you want something a little bit different. And so we have a couple of other square calendar card options. We have Friendly and we have Feisty. So let's look at Friendly first.
These are Whitney's cards.
These are Whitney's Sweetness.
All the Friendlies.
So these all feature a floral and kind of just nice, encouraging sayings. Today is a good day to be happy. What you create matters. You are capable of amazing things. The bravest of souls are those who choose love. So very cute little cards that would make actually great cards in addition to calendars. Let me show you a calendar first. So Lori made this one, and this is a vertical version of the square tear-off. So you can see when you get these square tear-off calendars, you just take off that front page and you have this square calendar that you can then move through the months of the year, keeping the same artwork at the top. So that's the Friendly pack. Let me show you a couple cards that Susan made too. So if you are more of a card maker, you can use these pre-printed cards. You can foil them. They are foilable because they are toner printed, and you can color them with your Olo markers or your other alcohol markers. You can see Susan used the decorative borders here to create a little border at the bottom to rest her focal image on, and made them pop with a few black rhinestones. So I love those color combinations that she used with the orange and the peach and the guava. Really pretty. So that's the Friendly square calendar cards. Now let's talk about Taylor's favorite. This is Feisty. These are our Big Grumpy, which I know we've got lots of Big Grumpy lovers out there. Deb's asking if the 5x8 calendars will come out later. We did make an announcement earlier this year, I think it was February, when we had our other calendar release, that the 5x8 calendars were retired. So we will not be bringing those out, but you can use the 5x7 calendars the same way that you are using the 5x8 calendars. They're just an inch shorter and have that open space at the top where you can decorate. So, all right, Mindy's excited about the Feisty. We have, this is my personal favorite, you guys. Any other 90s kids, I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is. So, whoop, there it is. I love it. I'm fine, but the rest of you need therapy. I like long walks away from people.
Oh, no.
Oh, we were talking about this one earlier. Another day ruined by adulting. And this one I think is going on Charlie's desk. I need to make Charlie a calendar that says, if you want a serious answer, don't ask me. Charlie always has the quips for any question that you ask, the witty sarcasm. I love it. I had my patience tested. I'm negative.
That one's my favorite.
Being a functional adult every day seems a bit excessive. Eye rolling is my cardio. Oh, I love this one too. Sorry I'm late. I didn't want to come. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. I have it all together. I just forgot where I put it.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. A large group of people is called a no thanks. So there you have them, the Feisty calendar cards, and they are hilarious, fun, and you can use them on calendars, you can use them on cards, however you would like to use them. Let me show you what Heather did with her sample here. Another cute calendar. She cut her own base piece, placed one of our square tear-offs on there, and then she has some options here. So she used our little magnets, which we do sell these thin magnets on the Tailored Expressions website, colored in her calendar cards, and then you can simply magnet each card to the front. So if you feel like, you know, the day is more appropriate for another day ruined by adulting, then you keep that one up until you feel like changing it to, I like long walks away from people. So super fun way to kind of interchange the artwork and create a fun little calendar that will hopefully make somebody smile. I know it would make me smile to see that every day. All right, so that was Feisty. Now let's talk about our squad. It's time for a new squad, you guys. Yes, we have Wild Squad. So this is a fun dye and clear combo. The clear stamps create the eyes, the mouth, the cheeks, that kind of thing. And then the dyes create the rest. So you've got a tiger, a koala, and a frog in the Wild Squad. Wild Squad joins, I believe we have Spring Squad, Snow Squad, Monster Squad, Holiday Squad. There are lots of squads available, and now with the addition of the Wild Squad, we have enough critters that you can make a full calendar with a different critter on each month. So let me show you what some of the design team did here. We've got the cold months of the year with our Snow Squad. Jill Hawkins created these cuties. Of course, you knew that because we have googly eyes on all of them. But this would be your January, February, and March calendar months. Then Lori created this one with April, May, and June using the Wild Squad. So I love how she kind of did a different background on each one. Looks really cute. And you'll notice here she used a small circle stamp to kind of highlight the dates that were important to her. May 18, that's Lori's birthday. I know that one. So just kind of, yeah, a way that you can use these calendar pieces as a reminder calendar as well as just a date reminder. So that was April, May, and June. Let's see Heather's. She did August, September, October, and November. And instead of a squad on hers, she did the gorgeous Great Outdoors scenes. So this is going to be a video up on the blog and YouTube channel on Thursday, so tune in for that. But look how perfectly those fit there. And can't you just imagine this, like, on a man's desk? I want that one. I want to make this.
I know.
I think John would like this. It doesn't look girly, it looks masculine, and I love Heather's color combinations with the blending on the toffee, so I think that is so pretty. So, so pretty. All right, then we have October, November, and December, and Jen Schultz created these, and she used a little bit of everything. She's got our Monster Squad for October for Halloween. Then for November, we have our Autumn Squad. Is that what we called them? Autumn Squad. And then we have our Holiday Squad with Santa and Mrs. Claus. So lots of ways you can use those squads to create and decorate your own calendar pieces. And truth be told, if you're going to do one of these with every single month of the year, you should start now. So grab that Wild Squad and get a move on. I am going to be using this die set a little bit later in the video. I told you guys we were going to craft together. And not only are these squads great for calendars, but originally they were released for both tags and for cards. So I've got a couple here. This is the one we'll be doing later on in the live here. One of our trifold cards, kind of as a continuation of what Susan showed you last week, just a different use for them. And then I used the other two little critters on this Wishing You a Wild Birthday trifold card. So lots of options for these Wild Squad critters. I think they're so fun. Do you have a favorite? I should ask everybody. What's your favorite of these three little guys? We've got the tiger, the koala, and the frog. I don't know. I think they're all super cute. And don't worry, when you get to that tiger, you do not have to place every single one of those little black stripes by itself. We have created the die so that you cut the backer from black, and then the little stripes are cut out of the layer that goes over the top. I wouldn't do that to you guys. Always trying to come up with easy ways so that you don't have to do all the cutting. Oh, looks like lots of lovers of the frog. Kimberly likes the koala. Yes, April, the spots are super cute on the frog. Heather loves the tiger. Tiffany's on with the koala. Carrie, sorry I'm late. Is the Friday in-person class the same as the November virtual? It is. And yes, I did talk about that. So if anybody else has questions about Stamp Joy, you can go back and watch the beginning over again. Once we're off of the live here, it will pop up and you can hear all of the information that you might have missed. Okay, let's talk about one last calendar product that we have for you guys today. So these are our table tent bases, and they are created in Sugar Cube. It is a pre-cut and pre-scored piece. For those of you that love to make calendars as gifts, this is just simply to make it more convenient and easy for you. They attach to the base of any A2 card, so they are sized at 4 1/4 wide. And simply design your calendar piece on a card front as you normally would an A2 card. And then you can adhere your table tent base inside, and it sits up on a desk. It doesn't kind of flop or fall open. And these are really nice and sturdy. I've had them on my desk all year for the last several years. They last really nicely. And they even last years to come. So I know some people who take they have a list of people that get a calendar from them every year, and then they just keep sending them the replacement calendar the following year. So they can keep the artwork and just keep replacing with a new calendar. So these, I have a little video that's going to go up on the product page for this to kind of explain a little bit more. It's not hard to create these yourself. Like I said, it's just a convenience that we've done the cutting and the measuring for you. But what you're going to do is when you get it, there are 3 score lines. You're going to fold the first one down the center, just like you're folding a card in half. You can score it nicely. Then you're going to take the outer score line and fold it up, almost like you're creating a Z. Then if you flip it over and fold the other side up, you have your tent. It looks like this, something like that, where this middle piece is raised up higher than your end pieces. These are the outside portions here, and those are going to get your adhesive, and then they're going to go inside your card base with the adhesive here and here attaching to the front and the back of your card. So then when it's done, it'll just sit up like this. These pieces will be attached to your card base, and it's going to sit up just perfectly. So there are 10 of them in that package, and again, like I said, easy to cut and score yourself, but really convenient to just grab a pack of these, so when you're ready to create your calendars, pop them inside and you are all set to go.
Genius.
Got it.
Love it.
And I didn't actually show these. You guys got to see what the square tear-off calendar looked like here on projects, but we do offer these as a set of 10. So when you pack it, or when you purchase the square tear-off calendars, they come in a package of 10 individual calendars. So enough to make several gifts. Oh, okay. Well, this is going to be a long live today because I talked about Stamp Joy. Oh, Charlie says they could be taco holders. The table tent, yes, just put them like this, and there you've got your little taco holder.
I love that for you, Charlie.
I do love that for you. Okay, so I showed you the cards that we're going to be making today, and I wanted to bring back in the cards that you guys created with Susan on Thursday. So this is a product that we offer at Tailored Expressions. It is, again, a convenience item. You don't have to measure, you don't have to cut. It is already done for you. So we offer these tri-fold, mini slim tri-fold card bases. So they come without the holes in them. You would have to create that yourself, which is what we'll be doing on the live today. But all of the measuring and scoring for the base itself is finished. So you can grab these at the store, and they come in both toffee and sugar cube. Now Susan showed you a little bit different way to use them, and she actually cut part of the, you can see here, she cut part of that tri-fold off and folded it into a Z, like we just talked about with the table tent bases, and created this really fun mini slim fold card. So originally when we brought out our tri-fold mini slim cards, this was the idea that it was designed around. And so I wanted to bring this to the forefront, as I know we've got lots of new people joining as well who might not have seen this when it was originally released, but it's a really fun idea. You almost get to decorate multiple areas of your card, kind of the inside, the middle flap, the center of the back, and the front. So I'm going to show you how to easily cut those in. Of course, we've engineered everything to make it super simple, kind of foolproof, so you don't have to do measuring and marking and crossing your fingers to hope that you got it all in the right spot. So here is one of our, this is how they would come if you purchase them from TE. They actually ship flat like this, and you would have to do the folding and kind of creasing with your bone folder. Then we have these little templates. These are called our tri-fold template and die set. We have, I believe, 3 of these. We have squares, hexagons, which is what I'm holding, and circles. So depending on what shape you want to cut into the front, you could use any or all of those. I'm going to use the hexagon with the little frog, and it comes with these stencil templates that serve as both a template for measuring, but also they can serve as a mask for blending. So if you want to blend a piece into the inside of your card, you can use the template for that as well. So when you start with your trifold card, you want to start with the front piece. So this is how the card is going to open, meaning this is the front of my card. And I'm going to start with the bigger of the 2 templates. You can see they are 2 different sizes here. So I'm going to start with the larger one, and I'm going to start with the larger of the 2 dies. So this is perfectly placed or positioned on this stencil layer so that your frame will fall into the top third of your card. If you don't want it there, you can certainly move it down and you can have your opening here, or you can turn it around and your opening can be in the bottom third of your card. So there are other options, but just to make it simple, you can line it up perfectly with your card base, and then you're going to place your die inside. I grab my die cut machine so I have it here when I need it. So you're going to position that die inside, just kind of center it perfectly inside that stencil template, and I'm going to tack it down to the cardstock and take away the template. Then we need to, this is an important step, you need to make sure you open up your piece here because you don't want your die to cut into multiple layers. So then we're going to bring our die cut machine in here, and we'll go ahead and cut that first frame, the larger of the 2, into our card base. Okay. So there we have it, our perfectly positioned first cut. Now for our second cut, we want the smaller of the 2 hexagon dies, and I'm just going to use that first cut as a placement for the second piece. You can also use the stencil template to place your inside piece. However, I've found it to be kind of helpful just to use what you've already cut, then you know with it closed that it's in exactly the right position. And we're going to open that up again, grab one more little piece of tape, open that up, and we are cutting that into, when you open it, it's actually the outside flap, but when you close it, it's the middle portion. Anne is asking, how did I make the cow print behind the square? So that was a sample that I showed that's on the YouTube channel today for on the Tailored Expressions channel. And I actually used the Cool Pool rotating stencil. And we designed that stencil to create kind of a pool background when you rotate it 180 degrees. But it looks like cow spots.
I know, I love that.
Ah, I was so excited when that happened, wasn't I?
Yes.
I was like, this is going to be great. So thanks for asking about that. I was pretty excited. Okay, so this is what your card looks like then. So you've got that larger frame on the front, open it up to the smaller frame, open it up, and you have your solid back piece of your card. Easy, right? Easy peasy. So now we can let's go ahead and do some blending. I want to blend a hexagon onto the back of this panel so that when you look through the window frame, you see blue, like a blue sky for my little froggy. Maybe we'll call him Frogger. Isn't Frogger
a game?
like a video game?
I thought so.
Or an arcade game. It just reminds me of the Seinfeld episode. Any other Seinfeld fans that remember the Frogger episode? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my Post-it labeling tape to mask. It's kind of a dual purpose. It's holding my stencil down and it's gonna mask the sides in case I go over the edge with my inking. I've got my Sprinkles ink and my light blue blender brush for this. April can hear the Frogger jumping sound in her head. Yes, I can hear it too.
It's amazing how things stick with us so long.
I know. I don't dare try to actually make the sound out loud or I will sound crazy, but kind of like when you take your car into the shop and you try to tell them what kind of noise it's making and you sound like a crazy person.
Yes, they're like, okay, this
okay.
lost it.
Yeah, we'll check it out for you. All right, so let's pull that up. I'm going to save these pieces because we're going to use them to do a little bit of masking here in a bit. But now you can see when you close that, you're going to see the blue layer through the frame of your card. Now let's go ahead and do the front of the card. We're going to, again, with a stencil in a rainbow of colors.
What? A rainbow?
I know. You can't believe it, can you?
Shocking.
Shocker.
Rainbow all the things.
So I'm using the Mini Slim Wonky Dots stencil. And it is important when you're creating these cards to use a Mini Slim stencil because they are sized slightly longer than our 6x6 stencils. So when you want the pattern to cover the whole front of your card, then the Mini Slim sized stencils are the way to go. Unless you have a repeatable pattern where you can kind of move your stencil down. All right, so I'm going to create a rainbow with 3 colors. We're going to do yellow and red. Well, I guess I do have to add the purple. 4 colors. But with these 3 colors, I can get red and orange, or red and yellow makes orange, and yellow and blue makes green. So when I do this type of inking technique, I always start with the yellow because I don't like to use my yellow brush on a stencil that already has, let's just say, red ink on it. So we're going to come in right about in the middle here. I'm not going to go all the way to the top because I want some of it to stay red. And then whatever interacts with the yellow is going to turn orange. And then down here at the bottom, whatever interacts with the yellow there and the blue is going to turn green. And then we'll leave a little bit at the bottom for the purple. So now time for some red. This is watermelon. And I'm traveling that down about halfway into the yellow. Maybe not halfway, but halfway down the hexagon so that I get some of my dots turning yellow or orange. Then we'll come in with our Cookie Monster. Got a little crazy. I'm not going to have a lot of blue. Just turning more green than blue. But it's okay. We'll save a little room for purple at the bottom. Dried fig for me. Okay, so we're done with that blend. Peel that stencil back and you can see the pretty kind of party rainbow. They look a little bit like sprinkles. They really look like watermelon seeds when you do them in black on red cardstock. So keep that in mind if you've got any watermelon themed projects you want to make this summer. It's a fun one for seeds for sure, and we've used it for that in the past, even though it's called wonky dots. Okay, so now you guys have seen these two dies that we used to cut out both of the frames. So because those are the exact sizes that we used, it makes sense that you could then combine these two dies together to create a frame that can kind of set off that inner frame that's die cut into your card base. So I did this ahead of time, but in case you're going to do the same thing, I wanted to show you that you can take these two dies and actually, nest them together, tape them down, and send them through your die cut machine to create a frame just like this one. So then this frame is going to fit around the inside frame of the project, just like that. So here's my little tip for adhering that perfectly. I'm going to take and actually place the frame upside down into the larger opening on the front of the card. And I'll grab my liquid glue here. It was a sad morning at TE. I clogged my glue bottle. I came in to the craft room today and realized that I had left it uncapped all weekend. And here I thought I was doing so good. Maybe it's still salvageable, but I couldn't salvage it in time this morning. So, okay, so with that in there, I'm just going to take and close this onto that adhesive. We can flip it over, and then we can press that down onto the frame. Stay there. Oh, Meredith, you did go through lots of work to unclog it. Yeah, it is. And then I get frustrated with myself. I know better. I need to put caps on my glues. I think I was thinking about something else when I was working here on Friday on projects, and I just left it open. All right, so there's that, and that helps set apart that frame while still being able to see through the whole card. Gives it some color variation by adding that extra detail to the inside. Now, let's go ahead and blend the inside of our project. So if I pull in the original sample, you can see I went with Oh Hoppy Day on the outside because it's a hoppy frog. And then I said, I didn't forget your birthday. I just wanted to prolong the celebration. Happy belated birthday. I am a belated birthday card sender. I don't know why it's difficult to get a card in the mail, but I love these kind of belated birthday. I think it's called the Inside Scoop Belated Birthday. I love those sentiments because they give me just what I need to be a little bit funny about the fact that I didn't get my card in the mail in time. So yes. that is what we're gonna do here. So now I'm gonna use these pieces of tape to kind of mask off this center area of my card so that it stays nice. And then I'm gonna bring in this stencil. So this one is a 6x6 stencil and it's called Confetti Toss. The reason why it works so well on a mini slim is because it's kind of a falling pattern. So you can see it's more concentrated confetti at the top and then it falls. So you don't really notice that it doesn't go all the way to the end of your paper. See, there's some down here that it's not gonna cover, and that's okay because the pattern is trailing. So, all right, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna start with the yellow. And then, so I can keep my stencil nice and neat, I'm gonna move it to the other side and do the yellow before I get it contaminated with any other colors. So there's my yellow. We should be able to just place this back down easily. I'd rather avoid contaminated yellow than the ease of keeping it in one place. There we go. Just gotta find where I put it. Now we can finish the rest of the color layers. We'll go in with the watermelon at the top. I thought this fun confetti toss stencil was a good match for the sentiment that I put on the inside. Just wanted to prolong the celebration. Now we'll do the Cookie Monster. Combine it a little bit with the yellow pieces. And then we'll do a little bit of our dried fig at the bottom. Ooh, I did that. I realized it just a tiny second too late that I didn't have this protected down here. That's okay. It's handmade. Not perfect. Let's put it back in place over here. Just like that. And so I don't forget again, I'm going to do the purple first. Okay, good, Vicki. I apologize for that. I knew those walnut wood stands would be a quick sell this morning based on the inventory we were able to get in time for our release, but I know that we do still have the bundles that do have the stand in them, and we will, as I mentioned earlier, be restocking those stands. So definitely get on the list for restock notification. Surely you love the frog. All right, so then when we peel this back, we still have our nice center area that doesn't have any confetti on it. Now, if you wanted to put confetti in the center, nothing says that you can't do that. That is where the reverse masks come in handy. So You also get these reversed stencil masks in with the template, the trifold template set. So if you've already blended this area, or if you wanted to leave it white, you could place your mask here and then put your stencil over the top and do your confetti on that layer. So you don't have to do it blank in the middle the way that I did. There are other options. All right, let's do our sentiment stamping. I might stop for a little drink of my tea. Have you guys seen these before? It is a mega tea bomb kind of day for me. I get the flavor that's called beach vibes, and it makes me feel like I'm at the beach. So that's good. I mean, minus the alcohol and the cute little umbrella, it tastes like a beach drink. Okay, so on the inside, I just wanted to prolong the celebration and happy belated birthday. So both of those are in the inside scoop belated birthday. I think this is a fun set. It has some, I didn't forget your birthday. I just wanted to make a dramatic entrance. I just wanted to prolong the celebration. I just suck at mailing stuff. Sometimes it's that for me too. Although now Whitney does that for me, so it's wonderful, but...
let's go put this in the mailbox today.
Yes.
Let's do it.
A lot of times.
Getting it all ready.
I have the card like ready and done, and the envelope even has a name on it, and then it sits there. So that's a good one for me too. This card is late because with check boxes for I forgot, I'm lazy, I was busy saving the planet. So
Me.
And then this one I think is my absolute favorite. You get lots of cards on your birthday, but what about after? Who's thinking of you then? I am. That's who. Me. I'm not late. I'm sensitive.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, so I just wanted to prolong the celebration. Now, when we're putting, I guess I don't have this, the frog put together yet, but you can see when I put it in the window, the frog actually overlaps down below the hexagon. So I don't want to put this up too far. So just a heads up, if you're making this same card, you might want to place your little frogger before you do the sentiment stamping so you understand where he should go. I don't know why all critters are he's to me.
Little guys. I always
A little guy.
things that, like, look at that little rock, and then I'm like, he's such a cute little guy. I don't know why I do that either.
All right, so you'll notice that I have it in my MISTI kind of the horizontal way because that's a little bit easier with these long open cards. That looks good. Now let's take that one off and we'll do happy belated birthday. I might be missing that one. Do you see it over there?
Happy belated?
Yeah, it's not on my panel.
Have it.
Okay, hooray. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it's not dirty. Okay. Let's arrange this just a touch. Oh, yay! Hi, Diane. Welcome. She said she was just browsing YouTube and we popped up. Love to hear that. It's my first time on YouTube, so it's your first time watching us on YouTube and my first time streaming to YouTube, so hooray for firsts. Okay, so here we are. The middle portion is almost done. We'll put our frog down in just a little bit here. Now we have this area, and on here I said I didn't forget your birthday. Where'd my magnet go? Let's put that down. Now this set has that sentiment in it that says I didn't forget your birthday, that you can combine with any of those. And it fits great right below the little window here. Oh, that could have been bad. looks perfect. Stamp that one with the VersaFine. Okay. And then for the front of the card, I already did this part because it would have just taken extra time to do all the embossing. So this Oh Hoppy Day sentiment is from our Full Circle Easter set. So we actually have some fun Easter sets that have hoppy sentiments in them. So check your collection, or if you're looking for a certain sentiment or word in your project, then I would encourage you to use the search feature on the TE website. Every time we release a sentiment set, we type out every sentiment that's in that set into the description of the product. So when you put that word into the search feature, let's just say you wanted to search the word hoppy, it will pull up every stamp set that has a sentiment with the word hoppy in it. So
that's how I get smart. I just type it in there and then I seem like I have it together when I'm like, oh yeah, it's this.
I know. It's one of those things that you don't want to forget. So hopefully you guys can remember that I told you that. I've said it before, but sometimes it takes a while to kind of let it sink in that that's an option. The other thing, so I did that same thing with this card. Obviously we called this the Wild Squad, and so I wanted to see if we had any sentiments with the word wild in it. So I just put wild into the search feature, and up popped this sentiment, wishing you a wild birthday, which is perfect for these two little kind of jungle wild, in the wild critters. So hopefully that's a tip worth watching for today. All right, we have one last step to do for our fun little trifold card, and that's to put together our frog, which at this point you guys might be glad that I cut this ahead of time. I'm keeping them in school past the bell late today.
I'm sure they love it.
All right, so this is, Whitney, did you cut that from Granny Smith?
Oh, maybe I did.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to tell them the colors. So
yes, I did.
The frog is pea pod.
Correct.
So the main frog body, and then the little belly, the tummy, is Granny Smith. And then that's the thing that I love about the frog, is that there aren't very many pieces. And they're easy to put together. Okay, so next we are going to stamp the little eyes for the frog, which you can see in this set. We were able to make one set of eyes work for all three critters. And the awesome part about the frog eyes is that once you adhere these centered onto the frog head, they are going to fit, the eyes are going to fit perfectly. So you do both eyes at the same time. And I'm going to just use a clear block. Yay! So fun. Little tip, so when you are stamping, all of the other eyes for the critters are stamped onto colored cardstock, but I really like to have that little white of the eye. So in order to achieve that on these other two critters, you'll need to use a white gel pen to just fill in the white of their eye. Okay, now I can't put away my ink yet because we need our little frog cheeks next. The frog cheeks are the long ones. The other cheeks, the other two solid dots, those are for the koala. So the frog has a wide face, so he needs the cheeks that are farther apart. And I'm going to do those with pink champagne. About right in the middle of his face. So the pink doesn't come up super intense, obviously over the top of green, but you could experiment with some different darker colors if you wanted them to be more pinky. Now let's do our frog smile. He has the wide smile and the koala has the the thin smile. And you can reference your packaging piece to kind of help yourself put these guys together. It always helps to have a visual. So we did include that on the packaging. And then last we're gonna add his cute little spots, which are another part of the clear stamp set. He's got a few spots in the middle of between his eyes here. And then we'll put some on his tummy area. Such a cute little guy. Now, if you have mini wobble springs, wouldn't his head be cute on a little wobble?
Oh my.
Yes.
I feel an idea coming on.
I'm not sure putting it in the trifold would be a great idea because those wobble springs kind of stick up and might get caught on your card opening, but just on a regular card or tag, that would be super cute. Okay, now we're gonna come inside here and I'm gonna position him into the frame where I want him to be. And then I'm gonna take a little pencil and mark the bottom. So then I can pick him up, put some adhesive on. And then have a spot to know exactly where to lay that back down again. We did it! So cute, right? I love it. So it folds up just like this. Oh, happy day. I didn't forget your birthday. I just wanted to prolong the celebration. Happy belated birthday. All right, move him just a touch there. Super cute. I just thought, wouldn't it be fun if it said, I didn't forget your birthday?
Oh.
Yes. Man.
So many things.
My kids are getting to the age where they don't laugh at my lame jokes anymore. So thank you, Whitney, for still laughing.
I'm here for you.
Oh, awesome. Well, hopefully you guys learned something new about those trifold templates and our trifold mini slim cards. If you haven't had a chance, head back and re-watch Susan's live where she created these with our trifold mini slim card bases as well. I think they're a super fun, unique fold to do with those trifold pieces that are already pre-cut for you. So lots of good inspiration. All right, let's come back and say farewell for today. Okay, so yes, farewell everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. And if you missed the beginning of this video, once I end the live today, it will pop up as a rewatchable video and you can find all of the information about our Stamp Joy event that is happening this fall. So if you missed all that talk at the beginning of the video, then make sure you head back and watch that because registration opens in 2 days. There is a virtual class pass option for those who are not able to attend our in-person event, but in-person is so much fun, so worth it. We just have a blast. And so if you can make that happen with a friend or come alone, it's gonna be worth it. So yeah, I think that's it. So, Heather's here on Thursday, right? So registration for Stamp Joy opens at 9 a.m. and then at 10 a.m. you can be live again with Heather. If you have been tuning in on YouTube, whenever Heather is live, she is not yet set up with our streaming software since she goes live from her home, which is a remote location not near TE headquarters. So she does not have the ability to stream to YouTube. So if you want to watch again on Thursday, then watch for it to pop up on our Tailored Expressions page on Facebook. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week on Tuesday. It is the last Tuesday in June. Woo! Where did June go? That's like a third of the summer is gone. But that means it is our next kit release. Super excited about this one. It's gonna give me all the beachy feels, just like my Beach Vibes tea that I'm gonna go drink right now. So